Hello, welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm going to set the chat settings while we're talking, while we are waiting for others to join us. It is Wednesday, August, what is it today? 28th, and it is sunny here in southern Missouri and pretty warm. It had been rather cold. Not cold, it had cooled off a bit. Not seeing anyone here. Okay, just show that it should be there and that I'm live. So hopefully people will be joining. Hopefully I have it set to public and not to private. We will see. That's like way up above my head. Let me see if I can lower it a little bit without throwing you on the floor. Let's see if that is. Maybe even a little more. Hello, how are you? Who's watching? Where are you watching from? I'm gonna get my glasses on because it does help when I'm able to read comments. How is your weather? Tonight, probably about halfway through this, we will be showing a little sneak peek. I have a special project. Hello, Grandma Karen from Kentucky. Glad to have you. I have a special project that I'm going to be premiering Saturday night, and I'm going to show you guys a sneak peek. Probably about halfway through. Hello, Tom. How's your weather up there in Indiana today? We're a little bit warmer than we have been. Chris and Lorella are back in the house. Hello, glad to have you. I wanted to do a little bit of work in the garden today, but it was a little bit hot. And since I had to come here, I didn't do exactly what I wanted to. We had a bad storm 2 nights ago. My days are running together now. And it blew over one of the corn stalks. So I did harvest 2 corn cobs and they weren't quite ripe yet. And one of them I guess it didn't get pollinated well because only about half of the kernels on it were even starting to get like nice and plump. The other one is a nice size cob, but I did the thumbnail test. So do you guys know about the thumbnail test on corn? You pierce one of the kernels and if it comes out milky, then it's the juices have changed to starchy and they're sugary sweet, and if it's clear then they're not quite ready. And it was kind of clear. I did 2 of them and one was clear and one was a little bit milky, so we'll see. I will eat both of them anyway, but they probably could have been better if they were on the stalks a little bit longer, but since it got blown over in the storm, I decided to go ahead and harvest it. No need to let field mice get at it, right? And what else have we got going on? We've got 2 more days of Vlogust. Well, 3 really, so Thursday, so tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm gonna do a recap video and kind of show everything that happened this month. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna premiere 2 videos. These are projects I've been working on a long time. And tonight, probably about at the halfway point of this video, I will be sharing a 1-minute little sneak peek of my video for Saturday. And I hope you guys like it. I am really pleased with the way it's coming along. It's not finished, and you're just gonna get a little taste of it, but hopefully you will be there Saturday night. I'm going to premiere it, which means that it'll be similar to a live in that we will have a live chat going while it airs. And I will be able to hang out with you guys and comment back and forth and respond to you in the chat. I haven't done a premiere before, so fingers crossed everything goes right the first time and we get it all worked out, because the videos are only going to be 10 or 15 minutes long. They're not super long, but they are super fun. What else have we got going on? What have you guys got going on in your lives? Anything fun or interesting going on this week? Labor Day weekend is coming up. And Morella and Chris, are you Morella or Chris? Who's commenting, or are you both here? It kind of just helps me know. It says, have I ever had any problem with worms? Are you talking about corn earworms or other kind of worms? I'm guessing probably corn earworms, since I was just talking about harvesting corn. Hey Chris, your names are so close to ours. My husband is Chris, so we're Chris and Lorella, and you're Chris and Morella. This is my first year growing corn successfully. So the first time I tried to grow it, I had cardboard too close to the surface that wasn't broken down enough, and the corn roots couldn't take hold of the soil, so they kind of hit the cardboard and spread out, and then my corn didn't mature well. It didn't get enough nutrient from just the compost and mulch that was on top of the cardboard. So this year's the first year I've done it, and I tried doing mineral oil for the corn earworms. And for those of you who weren't here when I talked about that, or who haven't heard of that method, the silk, and I'm going to talk about it in simple terms, I don't want to make the assumption either way that you guys know exactly how it works or that you have no clue. So I kind of try and hit a middle ground because I'm very new to gardening, so lots and lots of stuff is new to me, as was this. So the corn earworm is actually a moth larva, however it's pronounced. So larval state of a moth, and the moth lays its eggs in the corn silk, and then when the egg hatches and the little caterpillary worm guy crawls out, it crawls down the ear, and as it matures it just eats its way down the ear, and then I suppose when it's ready to change into a moth it climbs back out and flies away. I don't know if it does like a caterpillar thing and cocoons. I don't know how it makes the transition, but that's what happens. And so you can get a lot of damage from it, and I actually have had some damage from it. One way that you can combat that is with BT. BT works, BT is, I don't even know, it's like two words that are both this long, and I'm not going to try to pronounce them. I recognize it when I see it. I don't know how to say them. Excuse me, sorry guys. That works like for your tomato hornworm. It works for lots of different stuff. It's a bacteria that basically eats the worms up, is my simple understanding of it. You can do that. The method I tried is mineral oil. You get a syringe, which I already had some because we buy like in bulk from Valley Vet, and you put 1 cc or 1 milliliter, which they're the same measurement, they're the same amount, of mineral oil. And so the end of the corn, the husk kind of goes like this, and then the silks all hang out, right? So you want to come right down where you can feel the little space in between all the husks, and just syringe in your 1 cc of mineral oil right here at the tip of that, and then you rub it all around in the silks. And what that is supposed to do is smother out those eggs so they can't hatch. And because of that, you have to repeat it every 4 days, which I assume is like, you know, that way you're ensured to stop the life cycle of this moth from invading your corn. Well, because of all the rain and everything we had, I was not able to do it every 4 days. In fact, I think I only did it twice, and the corn have been planted for 60 days. We haven't had silks for 60 days, but I probably should have done it 3 or 4 times by now, and I haven't. So I did have some corn earworm damage on both of these ears of corn that I pulled out today. So we will see. Harvest, I think they actually are going to be ready for harvest mid-September. And we'll see whether I had much damage or not. Next year I may try the BT method, but I don't know how often you have to apply that. Or how you apply it, because rubbing the mineral oil in each silk of every corn you have is a lot of work. And I haven't counted recently, but I know that I had 80 something stalks of corn, and they can have 1 to 2 corn cobs on each stalk. So that is what's going on with that. And let me just check back real quick and see who else has popped in. All right, Anne is going to be celebrating her 23rd year anniversary. Congratulations to you. Have fun this weekend on your anniversary. Lynn is in. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. And I missed it disappears. So sorry for scrolling across your face. And the variety of corn that I planted this year is a sweet corn. It's an organic corn that I got from, where did I get it? I didn't get it at Baker Creek. I got it in northern Missouri. There's I think they're a Mennonite run store that, it's something county seed company. I forget, and it's an heirloom variety sweet corn organic. I don't remember what exactly it was. And Kathleen is here. Hi, Kathleen. It's okay if you don't chat. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. So I'm going to show everybody a 1-minute sneak peek preview of my video that is going to be premiering on Saturday. So Kathleen has actually seen a little bit more than that. So Kathleen, if you have a second to tell people what you think about it, great. If you don't, that's fine. You can save it for later. I have shared it with a few people to kind of get some feedback, and so I think it's turned out really well. I'm really excited about it. It's been a lot of fun doing it. I don't have a professional camera crew, nor a professional sound studio, nor hired actors. These are my camera, my animals, my friends' kids. So it's not a professional, you know, television quality video, but I think it's going to be very enjoyable, and I really like it. So we're about 10 minutes in now, so probably in about 20 minutes, probably about halfway through, is when I will share that little sneak peek with everybody. So if you have to jump off of this live session for any reason and you want to come back later, you can just scroll ahead to probably check around 27 to 32 minutes. I'll try and do it right at that 30-minute mark. It might be a little before or after, depending on how the conversation flow is going. Chris, did you plant any corn this year? Did anybody else plant corn this year, and how is it doing? I know Mama Grows planted some corn. How's your, I'm sorry, you said you're not too chatty, and then I'm asking you a bunch of questions, sorry. So who else here has planted corn, and how is it going? And what have you used to prevent corn earworms, if you've had any success with anything? Something else I did today was I stopped in at the dollar store and I bought a container of baby powder. So who knows why I got a baby powder container, like the bottle with the sprinkle lid? If you were in the Stivers live stream last week, you might know this. Grammy Karen might know this. Does anybody have any guesses what I'm going to use the baby powder bottle for? And sorry, I got a little overexcited right there. I'm actually digging my curly hair, and I'm a little bit distracted by it. I don't always like my curly hair because sometimes it looks kind of like a mop, but tonight I'm liking the curls. But I'm not going to use the baby powder. I'm just going to use the bottle for something, and it's for something related to homesteading. So I will keep giving hints until you guys figure it out. All right, Chris says they did Country Gentleman as it's a something variety. Oh, I don't know why your comment went off. As it's a something, the S, whatever that word is not showing. Maybe show variety. I just see the S. The kernels are staggered. Oh, is it maybe striped? Like the ones where it goes like that, it like looks spiral on it? That would be really pretty. So is it different colors? Shoe peg. I've never heard of that. I've never heard that term. I will have to look it up later. I don't know why your comment, it might be because the length of your channel name, but the comment thing like goes like this, right? And it should have little rounded ends. The right half of it is just cut blunt off. I don't know why. A shoe peg variety. Can you explain to the rest of us what that means? Because I have never heard that term before. I am a gardening noob for sure. And if you've joined in since we talked about weather and introductions, where are you guys watching from? And how's your weather doing? How is Utah treating you, Mama Grows? Grammy Karen can't remember what the baby powder bottle is for. I may have to give more hints. Does anybody want to take a guess? Another guess? Kathleen guessed for dry shampoo. Nope. And I am going to, okay, here's my second clue. I'm going to get rid of the baby powder, and I'm going to refill the bottle with a different kind of substance. I'll say that, a substance. Ding, 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 ding. Grammy Karen got it. D-E, yes. So someone in one of their lives, and maybe it was Jen's husband, sorry, his name slipped my mind. You guys know how I am with names, but I'm trying. who said you can put DE in the baby powder and then you can squeeze it on the underside of the leaves a little bit easier than trying to do it by hand. You want a car. I wish I had cars to give away. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. I don't have cars to give away. I'd give one to myself first. 83 and sunny in Utah. Sweat. Oh man, I almost hid you. Sweat running down your back at crossing guard. Had a deep massage today and now feel flush. Oh, deep massage is like, I have a love-hate relationship with those because it makes your muscles so much better afterwards, but it's a little bit hard. Jared is in California. Can you describe what the weather is like in August and September? And Pam Price says, hi from another local girl, same weather as you. Well, welcome, Pam. Hi, glad to have you in the house. Yes, so Jared, typically August and September is going to be hot and muggy still. But this morning when I went out, really too early, it was pitch black and it was about 5:15 a.m. and it was chilly. So the nights are getting cooler for sure. And we just came off a week of cloudy and rainy. And so our daytime temperatures in the cloudy, rainy weather were like in the mid 70s. But then today it's dry again and it's still humid though. It's not dry, it's just not raining. It was humid and my husband Chris just said it got up to about 84 today. So that's pretty much I think we might get back into the 90s, but you know, we're pretty much nearing the end of summer. I also noticed today on my drive home that some of the leaves, the green of the leaves is starting to become a yellow green, not a true green. So the leaves are going to be changing very soon, especially as we head into September. And our first frost is usually mid-October. So we're in a growing zone of 6B. All right, let's see. And Pam, have we met in person yet? I don't know if we have. I don't recognize your name. All right. What else, guys? What else is going on? Okay, yeah, I don't think we have either. But welcome, I'm glad you're here. And what else? So I think I'm gonna try and get in some winter crops. I was watching a video today about 7 things that you can plant that will survive frost and freezing temperatures. And so for those of you who have seen my garden, I have an area that is fenced in on 3 sides with pallets, and the end of it is a cattle panel that I used as a trellis last year. And then there's an area between that trellis and another trellis where most of my garden was last year, and all summer long it has been under black plastic trying to kill off the weed pressure in that area. So I think what I want to do is I want to plant my winter crops right there where they get sunshine. I'm going to leave the corn up and I'm going to try to grow peas up the corn. I'm going to plant a bunch of peas. I think the weather's going to cool off again and be good for peas. But in that area in between those 2 trellises, I want to do carrots, kale, spinach, and Swiss chard. I think I'm going to try those. All of those can survive frost-like temperatures. And what I might do is I might put some straw bales around there and get some old like glass doors or glass windows and kind of make cold frames in place in the garden and see if I can have some of those survive the winter. I like to juice my vegetables and I love carrot, apple, kale is one of my favorite. And Chris says, imagine world peas. Do you know I don't know what world peas are. I've heard of them, but I'm not sure how they're prepared. Let's see. Jared says, do we have a lot of problems with mildew and molds in your crops? Not too much. Imagine world peace. Yes, that makes more sense. It's a play on words. Okay. Sorry. And no wonder I had heard the world peas. Yeah. Dun dun dun. Ting. Dun dun bing. However that goes. Whatever that joke thing is. Mold and mildew. So powdery mildew and blight on tomatoes. So it's pretty easy to combat by just not letting the leaves touch the ground. And then, yeah, somewhat on like the squash varieties. I haven't had any problems with it in the garden, but some people do, yeah. I'm not sure what else to do about it. Oh, Anne says her peas are starting to come up. I want to get mine in the ground before it gets too late to do them. So I think those are the next things I'm going to do. Probably not this weekend. Carter is coming home from college. She will have been there maybe 3 weeks, I think. I think she's spent 2 weekends, so this is her ending up her 3rd week. So she's coming home for the long weekend. So we're looking forward to seeing her. And I don't know if I will be out in the garden. I wondered about beets. It's not too late to start them from seed? And Chris is asking if I like collard greens. Not particularly. I'm not really a fan of the like spicy greens or the kind of the bitter greens. I'm not really a fan of cooked greens much. I do like wilted kale like in pasta or in an omelet. And spinach I like that way as well. But those are really the only real greens that I've tried much of. Chard, I guess. Yeah, I don't eat much other greens. How do you like yours? So for those of you who know 6B zone, what else should I be thinking about planting now? I know carrots, chard, spinach can overwinter pretty good around here, especially with the hoop house or what do you call those things that a cold frame, something like that. Brassicas. Brassicas are like broccoli, right? See, now I'm gonna have to be starting everything from seed. That's what I wonder if it's gonna be warm enough, long enough for the seeds to get going. And if it is, then I should try at least. I like beets. I really like my beets roasted in the oven. A little bit of, leave the skin on, put some olive oil and sea salt and put them in foil and roast them in the oven, and then the skin just like slides right off. It's beautiful. Well, I really want to figure out how to do a beet. Do any of you eat at California Pizza Kitchen? They used to have this salad, I think they called it the Mediterranean salad maybe, and it had beets in it, and the beets were so good, but I don't know how they cooked them to get them that nice texture to have in a salad, because they were cold, you know, but they were obviously cooked, and I don't know the best way. So if any of you have a great secret for cooking beets other than roasting is the only way I know to do them, which I guess you could let it cool and then put it in the oven. I mean, in the salad. I don't know. Mama Grows put out a funny video yesterday about how everything she would rather do than cook. If you haven't seen it yet, you should watch it. And one of the things was, she's like, it's kind of ironic because I grow all this food for my family, but then I never feel like cooking it for my family. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, cooking is one of my least favorite things to do. Every now and then though, I would say maybe once a month, I'm like, I'm gonna cook something tonight. And tonight, a couple nights ago, I made a really nice dinner. I did caramelized onions and what else did we have with it, Chris, if you're still here? What do we have? Caramelized onions, steak. Oh, and I did mashed potatoes, and I did sour cream cheddar mashed potatoes. I was like, I felt very fancy. But that is not very often. Somebody says it's not too late to plant radishes either. So I need to go through my seeds. I think if I do anything this year, I'm gonna just stick with seeds I already have. I did, Chris bought black-eyed peas same time we bought the corn, and I didn't plant any yet, and I'm guessing it might be too late for those, but if anybody knows, I'll look it up, but it might be too late. Let me see, what other comments do we have? Do you do a lot of pickling? I do not. Okay, nobody get mad at me right now, but we don't like pickles at all. We don't like anything pickled. It's kind of bad because I know fermented stuff is really good for you and we just don't like it. We flew to Germany and we flew on Lufthansa. We didn't fly to Germany. Well, we did, but our destination wasn't Germany. But we flew Lufthansa. And it's interesting when you fly international, the food you're served on the plane is the food from the origin of the flight. So that has been our experience anyway. So like when we went to India, on our way to India, we had American food, but on our way back from India, we had Indian food. And we flew through Germany to get to England. And on our way back from Germany, they had German food, and that was like our one time in our life when we've flown business class, which I highly recommend if you can afford it. Chris had earned a lot of miles that year, and we flew free business class. It was so nice. It's like the beds and everything, although they're very much slanted. They're seats that recline, but they don't recline all the way, so they're like this. So I kept like sliding down to the bottom, but it was still better than sitting in an airplane seat for 12 hours. I digress. So we had access to the business class lounge, and everything in there was pickled. It was like pickled beets and pickled eggs and pickled this and pickled that and pickles. And Chris and I were just like, oh man, this is a waste of a business class lounge for us, because we're just like, we'll eat the cheese. But neither one of us care for pickling stuff. So I do not do a lot of pickling. And in fact, I don't do much preserving yet, because pretty much I haven't grown enough to have excess of things to preserve. When I have, it's been things that I could freeze. So one year we had tons and tons of bell peppers, and I just diced them and froze them diced, and then we used them in recipes all winter. And even tomatoes I've frozen, and then we just use them. We don't eat a lot of fresh tomatoes, but we use them in recipes, and so I've done that. And I'm trying to think what else. Zucchini, I just shredded it in the food processor and froze it to use in breads or breakfasts or, whatever. So I've pretty much frozen stuff. I haven't done any canning or any other kind of preserving yet, but that is something that I would like to do. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for stopping by tonight. All right, so are you guys ready? Would you like to see a sneak peek? I have a 41-second clip of the video that is going to premiere on Saturday, and I'm gonna show that to you now if you would like to see it. But I gotta figure out how to do it, because I thought I might be able to flip the camera. Oh, I can. And Mary says, must be the German in me. I love fermented foods. I know so many people do. I just don't. Sorry. I know, and it's so good for you too. Sauerkraut and everything. All right, let me flip the camera. Oh, that's not the, but let me get the right thing. Sorry, don't make you look at my nose. Not that one. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right, and get it back to the beginning. All right, so this is a 41-second clip of the video that's gonna premiere Saturday. So I'm just gonna hold it here, make sure the volume's all the way up, and
sheep. Oh, what is that? Goat. Sometimes I get those two mixed up. A goat. A goat. Goat. His name is Toby. Oh, look at that goat. Is it licking you? They see us. Oh, cow. Is a cow licking itself? A cow. This is funny. It's an E. What is, it's a sheep right behind it. Oh, that's a cow again. Is that a horsey? It's a horsey. No, it isn't. It's a cow. No. Sheep.
And that's it. That's it, guys. So we're gonna have a whole video. And every time I watch it, I smiled. I was smiling that whole time. Those kids just like thrilled me. And it's a whole day on the farm. So you see all the animals, the chores being done from morning through evening. And I just absolutely love it. And I hope that it turns out to be everything that I imagined it to. And I hope that you will be with me on Saturday to watch it. I'm wondering if I should leave it up, if we'll have other people. Well, I can always reopen it. I might show it again at the end if we have people that weren't here for this time. I guess I could always go back and watch it. All right, so we've talked some garden things. What else do we have going on? Oh, this morning I was so mad. I was so mad because I walked outside to leave and there was a turkey on the hood of my car. And our Tom is getting so big. I mean, he's like this big around. He's huge. I was not happy. And I just told him, I'm like, your time is coming. It's almost time to go to freezer camp, mister. So I think we'll probably butcher in maybe 2 weeks. So we've got that going on. I also found eggs. So have I talked to you guys about the problem with, I have almost 30 laying hens and I'm getting only like 6 to 8 eggs a day. And I didn't know if it was the heat because a lot of people have been having problems. I didn't know if they were molting. I didn't know what's going on. Maybe they're nesting somewhere else, but I hadn't found a nest. And yesterday, as I was walking around the garden, I found a nest. Found a nest full of eggs. And so today I went back out to collect those eggs so I could test them because I don't know why I didn't think of it at the time. So what it is there's wood pallets all the way around, and then one side is that cattle panel, and there's chicken wire, and they had pushed the chicken wire up and they're going under it right there. So today I went out with the chicken wire and a bucket to collect eggs, and something had gotten all the eggs. Because the other day when I was out there videoing, I didn't think about the fact that I could just put them in water and test them to see which ones were still good. And there was a nest probably of 20 eggs, probably 2 dozen eggs there. And today, gone, all of them, absolutely gone. So I don't know if they're gonna keep laying there or not. I took the chicken wire out to fix it today, but honestly, it was so hot and I knew I had to come here, and I just went, I'm not doing it. I'm just not, there's no eggs there. There's no point. So I didn't, but I will get to that this weekend. I left the chicken wire in the garden so I can fix it. So that's kind of a bummer. So we have some poultry fencing, the electric fencing from Premier One. However, we don't have a charger for it on the side of the house where we keep the chickens. The way we would have to do it is hook it up to like the cow fence and charge it, but the cow fence doesn't get a very strong charge right now. It's always a headache to keep it going. But I think my uncle is sending me a fence charger. I think he called Chris and talked to him about it. So if that comes, then we will likely use it for the chicken fencing because I gotta contain those chickens so they'll actually lay eggs in their nest box and not all over the farm, because I do not have time to go on an egg hunt every day. So that's going on. What else? Oh yes, why did it make me mad the turkey was on your car? Because number one, he will scratch it up with those talons they have walking around on there, and number two, he might dent it. He's a pretty big turkey. I mean, he might not be big enough to dent it, but I just don't. Plus, have you seen turkey poops? They're not small. I don't want that all over the hood of my car either. Oh no! One of your uh-oh, sorry. All right, I'm getting better about not accidentally banning people like I've done before. I killed one of my quail yesterday. I'm gonna say stuck his head under my water as I was tilting it. I what? Hi Kate, thanks for stopping by tonight. How are you doing? Yeah, that's so sad when we accidentally killed it. It felt terrible. Yeah, I would too. I completely would. It's always sad when that happens. Oh no, Kathleen's chicken hopped the fence and got killed by dogs. Oh, I think our yellow Polish hen is no more. We let them free range for about a day, about a minute, basically. And we had been letting them out for about 2 hours each evening, making sure the other chickens were going to be nice to them. There weren't any problems. I've heard that they can peck at those head feathers sometimes, and we didn't want that to be an issue. And it wasn't. So then about the third or fourth time we did that, we let them free range for the whole day. Well, the problem with the Polish hens is they can't see. They're blind as bats. And so they get out, and if they're more than about 10 feet from their coop, they can't find their way back. So when the sun starts setting, they just find some tall grass and hunker down in it. And that's not good when we're going all over the farm looking for them. And one night we could not find the yellow one, and we just had to leave her out, and we haven't seen her since. So I'm pretty sure that probably coyotes or a raccoon or something got her. Probably not a raccoon, because we didn't find a carcass. Probably something either took her away, or she's out living in the field somewhere or under a bush somewhere. I haven't seen her since then. So it's sad when that happens. That light is reflecting right on my nose. It makes me feel like I'm very shiny. Hey Lynn, yeah, it happens. So it's a part of farm life, unfortunately. The person we buy our raw milk from, I picked it up today, and they lost a calf today. And they did everything they could to save it. It was just born, and all the mama cows were ignoring it, which is unusual. Usually they're all like right on it, checking on it, the mamas. And he said they did everything they could, and he was sad about it. And that's just what it is. It's a sometimes sad things happen on a farm. But that's not the norm. That's not every day. Most days are very, very happy and lovely and fun, and the animals are cute. Our animals, we strive to give our animals good, happy lives with just one bad day at the end. And that is the goal always. We say on our farm that happy animals taste better. We think that there's a difference that you can taste when your animals have had good lives. Sorry, scratching my knee. I just realized, like, you guys can only see the elbow, and you're like, what is she doing up there with that? Why is her arm all floppy? I was scratching my knee. Let's see. We're about 40 minutes in. It's been a pretty good night. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Oh, I should probably say that I'm actually going to premiere 2 videos on Saturday. 2. One is going to be the one you just saw, which is Day on a Farm with kids voiceover. That's going to premiere at 7 p.m. Central Time, which is going to be 2 a.m. the next day in the UK, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 4 in Alaska. And then immediately following that at 7:30, we're going to premiere A Day on a Farm with deaf kids. And we had 4 deaf children come and visit the farm. And so rather than voice over, which works really well for a hearing audience, that doesn't work very well for the deaf. We're going to have intermittent shots of the kids on the farm and the farm footage. And so please be sure and stop back by then. Saturday, August 31st. So it's coming up really quickly, and I'm super excited about it. And I hope that you'll all stop in and watch it. And if you don't catch it live because you're busy doing Labor Day weekend stuff, then please make yourself a reminder to watch it sometime later. All right. What else, guys? What else should we talk about? We also have our first litter of bunnies are going to be probably ready to butcher in about 4 to 6 weeks. So that'll be coming up. That's new. And I'm very glad my husband and I have a deal that I raise the animals and he does the dispatching, because that's a little bit hard for me. But I have no problem with the eating. I don't mind eating our animals. I just have a hard time getting them from farm camp to freezer camp. Along the River Homestead is here. Hi from upstate New York. Thanks for joining us. And Chris, do you hunt rabbit? Kate says you guys that they just watched my date night video and had some good laughs. Yeah, my husband is such a hoot. I was actually really surprised by the reaction. I second guessed whether I should post that video or not, because I try to stick pretty much to homesteading related things, and that really wasn't anything except us just being our normal selves in the car. That's how we talk to each other all the time. We have people who come visit and then just like hang out in our house and laugh, and our whole family, I don't know, I guess our dynamics, we have fun and we tease a lot, and I guess not every homestead is like that. Kathleen says she likes Black Pack Homestead's rabbitry setup. I'll have to check it out. I will definitely have to check it out. So I'm glad. Thank you for watching the date night, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. And I'll try and get Chris in a couple more videos. Sometimes though, he's very drama. Not like emotional drama, you know what I'm saying? But just like dramatic, I guess. He's not drama, he's dramatic. And sometimes I'm just like, oh my goodness, because I'm kind of chill and low-key, and he's a lot more high energy than I am. But I guess we get along pretty well, except when he's being a turd and, like, you know, called me a nag in that one video. I was like, what? Like, we've been married 26 years. You've never called me a nag in my life, and you're going to do it on camera and make everybody think that you're a jerk like that, but he just thinks it's funny. He means nothing by it. So, it doesn't bother me. So, I learned at some point, I started to say early on, I don't know how early. Oh, he's still here. He's watching. That the more he gets, his goal is to get a rise out of me. So the less I react, usually the better it goes for me. Otherwise, he's going to keep going. The more indignant I get, the worse the teasing is going to become. Let's see. Chris says, last time he hunted rabbit was 20 years ago. Hey, Becky from Kansas City. What a storm we had the other day, huh? You too, Pam. You were here for it. That was horrible. All right. I think I'm kind of caught up on comments. All right. So we're about 45 minutes in almost. So I will probably hop off here pretty soon, unless we get another good dialogue going. Sorry, I was getting a message. Oh no. Kate, that's horrible. Her 21-year-old son, her oldest, got her a broom because they call her the Wicked Witch. I'm known as Jackboot, the Dream Crusher, because I knock the life out of people's dreams. That's awful. Pam says it was like the big end of a fireworks show. Oh my goodness, that storm was bad. It was lighting up the sky like daytime. I've never seen lightning just like flash, 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 flash. And there was lightning streaks and stuff. I've seen lightning storms, but normally when it's just a lightning storm, you don't get the rain and the thunder that close. Like, it seems like it's in the upper, I started to say upper atmosphere. I don't know about that. But it's like farther away, but this was like right on top of us. There was one crack of lightning so close to our house that we jumped up and looked out our bedroom window, because it was on the hill right behind our house, and we thought that a tree was on fire in our neighbor's yard, and it turned out that it was actually just her yard light is kind of orange, and with all the storm and stuff, it kind of was like, looked like it was glowing and flickering. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw this. My husband says he He paid his kid to take a chip and salsa from another person's table at a restaurant while we were waiting to be seated. And she had to say to them, because sharing is caring. Yeah, but she asked their permission first. He didn't tell that part of the story. She wasn't supposed to. Wow, Mary says their power's still out. That is crazy. Let's see what else. Fruit trees. Chris and Lorella want to talk about fruit trees. That's a great thing to talk about because I am actually getting ready to order some more trees and I'm very excited about it. So here's my thinking, and I'm just going to kind of think through it out loud. Because, of course, we have limited funds. Most people I know do. Nobody has like a endless amount of money. Not the circles I run in, anyway. Good night, Chris. Enjoy time with your wife. Thanks for hanging out. Do I buy more trees that are younger, or do I buy fewer trees that are more mature? And I think at this point, my plan is to get more mature trees that are farther along. And here's my thinking in that, you know, if we get a pair of apple trees, 2 apple trees, so that they can cross-pollinate, get the right kinds, then that are in there, you know, 2 years or 3 years along, then we will have fruit a whole year sooner. And then I can turn around and sell excess, because certainly Chris and I are not going to eat all of the apples that come off of 1 or 2 trees, right? So I think that you'll recoup your investment in the price of getting the more mature tree rather quickly. That's my thinking. Does that make sense? And what do you guys think? And I saw Jerry's in the house. Hey, J-Dog. And let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all. Who's new? So that's kind of my thinking with the fruit trees. And we have peach trees. So we want to get apple for sure. And maybe a nectarine or a pear or something like that. I don't know. Chris, my husband Chris, you're still on here. What do you think? What kind of fruit trees should we get? We'll get apple for sure. For sure. We're having apple. I've heard enough talk of him wanting to sit on his front porch and eat an apple from our own tree for 5 years. I should have planted trees 5 years ago. He brings that up every time we talk about homestead planning. Where's my apple? I want to sit on my porch and eat my apple. That's my impression of my husband. He sounds nothing like that, though. He says pear and avocado. Well, if we're going to have avocado, we're going to have to get a dwarf avocado and have a greenhouse, because avocado don't grow here. Watch for free trees. They are rare, but well, you know. Yeah, there's somebody local who does trees in the spring, but I thought you were supposed to plant fruit trees in the fall, right when they go dormant, but apparently not. Hey, who's here? Come on in. They went back out. I thought it might be Tate. He was one of the voices in my video that you guys saw. I was going to introduce him, but whoever it was opened the door and shut it again quickly. So they didn't expect to see me in here. I'm in the church nursery. In case you guys were wondering why somebody would just be walking in my home. It's not my home. This is the church nursery. Oh, Chris, tell him to come in and see me. Oh, he'll come in a second. Bye, Mary. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good evening. So yeah, I think we probably will go for more mature trees. I hope I can find somebody that has them in the fall. I would like to plant them right as they get dormant. Oh, you're not in the church yet. You're sitting in your car. Okay, well, never mind then. Never mind. I guess that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to talk about, unless you guys have any last minute burning questions that just can't wait. Oh, Jared, if you're still here, I saw your question about how much do I sell my eggs for? And I'm going to answer the comment that you asked, but I also made a whole video that's going to come out tomorrow about how my egg selling business, basically, and it talks about that as well. Let's see. Bye, Anne. Hello, Alberto Jose. Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're actually getting ready to end the live stream real quick. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Guess they're talking about dinner. Chris and Kathleen. All right, well, thank you guys for being here again. I'm really glad that you stopped by. Be sure and check back tomorrow and Friday for the end of August, and then on Saturday, please try to be there for the premieres and spread the word. Tell everybody to come watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I will see you guys later. Thanks for stopping in, Jerry. I'm glad you're enjoying Vlogmas, Becky.